Up channel, we're gonna do a quick booster box opening. I say quick, but we'll see how long it takes. It's gonna be a box of Theros, obviously, and I'm gonna try my best to just go through the rares and uncommons, because we're mainly looking for cards here that are relevant for EDH. Just bear with me here while I get this plastic off, and we can begin. Hopefully I crack some foil god cards. Okay, so first pack. Let's see. Okay, so where's Triad of Fate? It's not a card that I'm really that interested in. Uncommons, Flamecast Wheel, Thassa's Emissary, and Sea God's Revenge. This card could potentially see some playing EDH. Anyways, that's the first pack. Like I said, I'm going to try to go through this at a decent pace. Okay, so we got ourselves our first token. These are always useful for me. Crow and Horse. Again, this is not really something I was looking for. Let's see what the uncommons are here. I mean, I guess you could run this. I don't think it's that great though. Maybe if it's exiled, it would be a little bit better for EDH. So far, not so good, but it's only 2 packs. We got a foil here, but it's just a common. The rare, okay, so Nykthos, Shrine to Nyx, or whatever, however you pronounce it. This card could potentially be decent in EDH, so I'm not too sad to see this card. And their uncommons are Perforous Emissary, Coordinated Assault. She could actually see some play in EDH as well. And put these commons over here. Okay, so Anger of the Gods. I wouldn't say this is an EDH card at all. 3 damage to each creature. Keepsake Gorgon. Again. This isn't horrible. Equipped creature can be blocked except by walls. It's not the best. Whispersail Cloak is strictly better, but it's not a horrible card. I gotta say, so far I've only cracked 4 packs, but I'm not the happiest camper so far. Labyrinth Champion. Okay, so I got 2 of the Ordeals. The Ordeals aren't horrible. It's probably not the best cards for EDH either, but they're not horrible. I just realized I have a lot of packs left to go. Okay, so Pisces, or however you pronounce that. Each player exiles the top card of his or her library face down. Sacrificed. Not bad. I'm gonna reread this later when I have a bit more time. And again, another Keepsake Gorgon. I better crack at least one god card. Okay, and there we go, the first one. Perforus. So it's not foil or anything, but at least I can't complain anymore. It's not the one I'm looking forward to, but Insatiable Harpy, it's just the strictly worse Vampire Nighthawk. Costs more, has less defense, and it doesn't have Death Touch. Still might make its way to my my cube, however. Because as far as cube goes, I think it's pretty decent. Another foil here, but it's again just a common. And the rare for this is Swan Song. This card might end up seeing some play in Modern, maybe even Legacy, I'm not sure yet, but I'll put that aside. It's one of those cards that you can hold on to and maybe it'll go up in value. Next pack. Another soldier token. And the rare is Aberrant Overlord. I think everyone already knows what this card does at this point. But it's a 7 mana 6/6 flyer. It's one of the devotion cards, and you get a Harpy for equal to your devotion to black. But at the beginning of your upkeep, you have to sacrifice a creature. Could have gotten worse rares. Okay, moving on. Night Howler. I think this is a card that can definitely see some play in EDH. People in our group play Mortivore. Very similar effect. So not bad. Definitely not something I'm out to get, but as far as EDH goes, it's not horrible. Dissolve, you can definitely play this in EDH. It's strictly better than Cancel, because it does exactly what Cancel does, except you get to scry 1. In fact, this is something you might even see some play in Modern, and definitely is going to see some play in Standard. It's a $1 uncommon on Star City Games right now, which isn't a lot, but you know, it goes to show it's above the pack basically. Okay, another foil. Again, like I said, these aren't the foils I'm looking for. Another token, always used for those. And the rare is Bident of Thassa. So one of the god weapons here. This is good. This can actually see play in EDH. In fact, I might actually play it myself. So that's not bad. Okay, here we go. This is an uncommon I was actually looking for. So it costs 2 more than Disenchant or Naturalize, but it's still instant and you get to scry 2. So as far as 2-for-1 cards, or just a card that does more than one thing in EDH, you're still getting the value of destroying an artifact or enchantment. I know you're paying more, but you get to scry afterwards, so that's not bad. I don't want to go too much into this guy, but he's a decent card as well. You can give Intimidate and Haste when he comes into play. I'm not even going to go into this card. Just going to move on. Nothing here uncommon wise. Oops, put those commons in the foil pile by accident. Shipbreaker Kraken. Definitely a card that can see some play in EDH. And our uncommons, Ordeal of Thassa, Another one, that guy. Nothing special. Magma Jet's one of the other good uncommons that's in this set. They reprinted Magma Jet. I think it's already up to about $2 on Star City. Okay, so we got a board token. Like I said, always going to be useful to get those guys. Artisan of Forms. It's actually not a bad card because it's a clone. And our uncommons. Honestly, nothing interesting. Another token, a Harpy. Another foil, but again it's a common. And our rare is Polis Crusher. It's actually not a horrible card. 4 mana 4/4, so you're getting value right there. Has trample and protection from enchantments. And when you monstrosity him, you can destroy an enchantment. So it's not a bad card. Not the best card, but it's actually pretty decent for EDH. And again, this is definitely a card that can choose and play in EDH. So what do you guys think of the packs so far? I'm not feeling too great so far. So another token. Ember Swallower. This is another one of those cards that comes in one of the intro packs, intro decks. Counter target blue spell. I don't know about that. I'm not sure if that's going to see much play. It might see some sideboard play in some constructed formats. Like blue, white, red, control or something like that. In modern maybe. Another token. This is a token for the new green-red Planeswalker. So we have another weapon here, Spear of Heliod. I mentioned in the video for the guide cards that this is probably, at least I believe I mentioned it, this is a card that I could potentially use in my Tristani token deck. Because at worst it's a Glorious Anthem. What are we, about halfway there? And I haven't seen the card I want. Okay, Reaper of the Wilds. This is a good card for EDH, definitely. 4 mana, 4/5. Whenever another creature dies, scry 1. And you can pay 1 to give it Death Touch, or you can pay 2 to give it Hexproof. So, some good value in that card. I like that card, and it's definitely a card that can be played in EDH. Not a bad card, actually. If you're playing a deck that can benefit from returning enchantments to your hand, it's not bad. Hundred-handed one. Definitely a card you can play in EDH. A lot of flavor in this card, and you put Darksteel Plate or something like that on this guy where he's indestructible, and you're just laughing. Okay, so here's the new art for Magma Jet. I actually think it looks pretty good. That's probably going to go in the cube to replace the... Well, actually I like the old art as well. Another soldier token. Meletis Charlatan. This is a good political card. You can definitely, if someone's being stupid in the game and one of the other players is trying to deal with them with an instant or something, you can definitely make them copy that spell to do more damage to that person. Or you can just use it for your own cards as well. So it's definitely an EDH playable card. Okay, this video is running a little bit long, so I'm probably going to stop here and then just do a part 2 for it. So let's see what we get in this last pack. Another Harpy token. Okay, so this is not a bad card. Hithonia the Cruel, or Hythonia the Cruel. So she's definitely a commander material. 6 mana for a 4/6 Death Touch with Monstrous 3. And when she becomes monstrous, you destroy all non-Gorgon creatures. So you get to rat the board basically. So this is actually a pretty solid card. I like this card. I was going to do a discussion video about it. I might still do that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to stop this video here and I'm going to jump straight into part 2. It's just running a little bit long at this point. So see you guys in part 2.